Hello there. Welcome back to my channel. This video, I want to look at the question from the question paper for November 2024. And we are going to look at question 2 on that question paper that is on section B. And the question is on interpersonal relationships and social interaction. So we are going to start on 2.1. Our 2.1 reads, John has a very positive self-image. He has already good communication skills when it gets to talking to the customers. Identify this dimension and discuss it with some examples specific to John. So our question is got a 5 marks. So remember, John is being said to have a very positive self-image, and he has really good communication skills when it gets to talking to the customers. So the person needs us to identify this dimension. So you see that this dimension that is associated with these features is a psychological dimension. Remember, psychological dimension, it encompasses mental and emotional experiences. Obviously, this is going to describe uh, John as an extrovert. So John is an extrovert, which is a positive self image. So according to the question, we can try to respond with the points articulated in the other section, whereby we are saying it's a psychological dimension. And then in terms of discussing on psychological dimension, these are inner qualities possessed by individuals. John is an extrovert, according to the evidence that we have gone through. John is an extrovert, or we can rather call outgoing or sociable. So he is also considerate and also truthful. So those are the points that we have according to the first part. So going to the next part of our question, which is going to be 2.2. John's friend Nathan struggles with a poor self-image. He is excellent with the repair of computers and fault finding, but he struggles to communicate with the customers. Give him 5 tips on how to improve his self-image. So basically, we could see that this question is only looking for uh, ways to improve your self-image is what the question is uh, uh, asking. So our question has got 5 marks. So we can just try to see that we can raise at least 5 points. So the ways that we can raise and that can improve self-image, we have them also mentioned in our other section, whereby we are saying you can improve your self-image by finding the truth about yourself. Can also through being realistic about your strengths and weaknesses, being grateful for what you have and can do, letting go of past hurts and disappointments. Remember, if you are trying to keep your past hurts and disappointments, obviously it's going to draw you back. And then making things right wherever you can, focusing on your strength, changing your negative habits. And then the last point that we have is using failure as a stepping stone. So these are the points that we have our 2.2. So moving on to the next one, which is 2.3. It reads, John deals with a lot of different people in the computer shop. Read the following scenarios and indicate whether a scenario is true or false by writing only true or false next to the question number. So we give it question 1 to 5. So the first question is, when John is listening, he should always concentrate on who is giving the message. So you'd see that the statement is saying you should concentrate on who is giving the message. You are supposed to concentrate on the message, not on the person giving the message. So that is exactly what you are supposed to do. So it means that this statement is false. And if we go back to the question, is saying, uh, give a reason for the answer. So why we are saying false is we can try to explain on that uh, John should concentrate on the message rather than who is giving the message. So we are saying false. You should concentrate on what is said, not who, which is the response that we have. Then moving on to the next one, it is important to point out to foreign English language customers the errors that they make in speaking so that they can learn the correct way to speak. This is not a good way. You should not point out to the foreign English language customers on the errors on how they speak. You are supposed not to point that out so that they can keep their confidence. So this statement also becomes false. So we are saying on the second part of two, it's false, And why we are saying false, acceptance will build their confidence. Pointing out their errors will make them uncertain and affect their self-image negatively. So that's the explanation. So we go to the next one. Uh, a foreign culture's way of doing things is sometimes inferior to the way your culture does things, which is not correct. You should not look down upon other cultures, but it's only that the cultures are different. So if you take it from that point of view, it is a very positive uh, it is a very positive handling of the situation. So we are saying 2.3.3, this is also false, and we give a reason. False, we are saying false, it is simply different, not inferior. So it is that it is only different, but not inferior. Very important to take note of that. Then we go to the next part of our question, which is saying proxemics is about the relationship between people. Remember, proxemics explains the distance between interactions, which is not a relationship between people. So this becomes also false, and we do explain on that. And we say false. Proxemics is a branch of knowledge that deals with the amount of space that people feel is necessary to set between themselves and others. So that is what we have on that part. And then we go to 2.3.5. A cultural belief is a group's idea of what is good or bad in society. So a cultural belief is not what is good or bad. Remember, when we are now looking at what is good or bad, we are now looking at moral values, which is not what our statement is saying. Our statement is saying cultural beliefs. It's attaching moral values to cultural beliefs. And remember, cultural beliefs is the way a group of people do things. If they do things in the same way, that's the culture that we are talking about. So on 2.3.5, we are also saying false, and we say false, and we try to explain by saying beliefs are about similar thoughts, actions, and manners which a culture's group shares and pass on. It is not about moral values. Very important. So we move on to the next part of our question, which is now 2.4. So 2.4 is identify the level of needs according to Maslow in each of the following scenarios. So we are given different scenarios. So if you remember the Maslow hierarchy of needs, it is a theory proposing that humans are motivated. It is a theory that proposes that humans are motivated by a hierarchy of needs, progressing from basic needs to self-actualization needs. That is the Maslow hierarchy of needs. It is a theory. So, for the first scenario that we are given, it is the manager ensures that the employees take a quick tea break at 1100 hours to 1500 hours. So we are seeing that in this tea quick break, they are going to, this is food they are taking. So obviously this becomes the basic need that we have. So we see that this explains the physiological needs, or we can call them a basic needs. So 2.4.1, we are saying basic needs, which is level one. So basic needs, which is level one, which is in relation to our 2.4.1. 2.4.2 is saying the HR manager gets a 10-year service bonus. The HR manager gets a 10-year service bonus, and we are saying it's self-esteem needs, level four, self-esteem needs. Remember, when we're looking at self-esteem needs, it involves confidence in one's own worth, abilities, or morals, and also self-esteem encompasses beliefs about oneself, as well as emotional states such as pride and shame. So this is part of our self-esteem, which is in line with explanation that we have on 2.4.2. Then 2.4.3, the general manager arranges a fundraiser and a visit to a local orphanage for Mandela Day. So you would see that this is self-actualization need. And you see that self-actualization This is the highest level where individuals strive to reach their full potential and become the best versions of themselves. And that is the explanation on self-actualization. 2.4.4, we are saying there is a birthday club at work. On your birthday, everyone contributes towards a cake and a small gift. So you'd see that it is a level 3, which is affiliation needs. So affiliation it is associated with love and belonging. Love and belonging needs whereby people desire a social connection, including friendships, family, and obviously intimacy. So that makes our affiliation needs correct in line with our 2.4.4. Then 2.4.5, the shop recently moved from a place in town to a big shopping mall. So basically, this is a safety or security needs, and this becomes the last part of our 2.4. And this last question that we have according to this video, I will meet again in the next video.